Moses here. Just wanted to take a little bit of time to visit with you about the difference between positive thinking and personal development, and probably the one grandfather of all as far as the books that started that and started the uh, personal development as opposed to just positive thinking and the relationship between your uh, reasoning mind and your subconscious mind, the creative side of your personality, so to speak. Uh, and that the book was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And, it really did start pretty much this whole movement of development and that type of thing. And uh, it, I read this the first time, this book, the first time, 30 years ago or more. Read it off and on ever since. Uh, this copy here is a new copy that I got because I had loaned my original copy out to somebody else, and I don't know who I loaned it out to, but I've never gotten it back. So I went ahead and got one for myself here just recently, which is this one, and then I also got one for my grandson. I thought he might be able to get some benefit out of it. But the reason that I bring this up and the reason that I wanted to use the book was to share with you some of the reasons, that we're not successful in the things that we want to do. And I'm not talking just about making money on the internet or but it carries over into all of our relationships and activities and what we're doing. And so consequently, I just wanted to take a minute. As you can see, I'm well into the very end of the book again. And I did come across this little test, and it is the excuse of if. And as I go through these, and there are quite a few of them, but as I go through them, see if you've used any of these excuses for not getting done what you needed to do or not having the success that you think you should have or want to have. Maybe not even just should have, but what you want to have. Anyway, and of course, I needed to put on my reading glasses because I can't read this without that. But so if I look away, please understand that in order to read, I have to look away. I can't look at you, and I can't read at the same time. So anyway, so let's start out here. Here is the way he describes it. A character analysis compiled a list of the most commonly used alibis. And as you read them, try to examine them carefully and see if you've used any of these excuses. And remember, too, that the philosophy presented in this book makes every one of these alibis obsolete. So if you haven't read the book Think and Grow Rich, I highly recommend you go get it and read it. Whether you're interested in being on the online marketing business or not, it's a book that can help you greatly in living the kind of life that you'd like to have. But anyway, here are some of the if I didn't have a wife and a family, I would be able to do this if I had enough pull, if I had enough money, if I had a good education, if I could get a job, if only I had time, if times were better. And as I go through these, kind of keep in your own mind, I know you've heard these, and I probably like most of us, you've used them at one time or another. But anyway, the idea here is to, as I go through these, you can apply almost every one of these to today if you want to do that. If other people understood me, if conditions around me were only different, if I could live my life over again, if I did not fear that they would say, let me say that again. If I did not fear what they would say, who's they? Yeah, that's one of the funnest things I think in life is, when people say, oh, well, they said, or, they said this is the way it is. Who are they? You ever met them? Do you know who they are? I don't think I've ever met them. If I could live my life over again, I've already read that. If I'd been given a chance, if other people didn't have it in for me, if nothing happened to stop me, if I were only younger, if I could only do what I want. Now, take a look. This is the list here, and that is just one side of the list. And we go over to another page here. Hang on a second. And there's another whole page of them. I'm not going to go through all of them because I think the whole point is it's really up to you, and that's what this book is all about. It's up to you as to how your life is lived. And you can either use excuses, or instead of using an excuse, or instead of focusing on your lack, so to speak, think about, instead of I can't, how can I? You may not have the answer right that instant, but you start the process by asking, how can I? If money is tight, how can I get more money? Now, no suggestions here, short of robbing banks or anything like that. No. Ethically and legally, how can I do this? If you want to become an entrepreneur, what do I need to do that? What does it take? Instead of starting out with the assumption that you have limitations, that, we have all had limitations from time to time in our lives. That's nothing new. So my point here, and the outcome that I wanted to have with this, is just to get you to think. Just to say, instead of focusing on what the limit is and what you can't do or what you don't think you can do, focus on what can I do? Where can I find the money I need? Where can I get the information that I need? Who can I talk to? How can I connect with people? Always look for how to do something, not saying that I can't. So that's what I want to leave you with. Today and going forward, say to yourself, when you come up against an obstacle or something that appears to hold you back, say to yourself, how can I? And I know it can be done. Thanks. Have a great one.